Probably can't hear me. You'd get an app alert to tell you the alarm's triggered, and it'll actually tell you what's triggered it. Here we have a BMW M5 F90, and what we installed is a Pandora Elite, which is the top of the range alarm system that Pandora can offer. You'll think, well, it's got a standard BMW alarm system, it's got a standard BMW immobiliser, and you think this day and age it's going to protect it. Why do you need an extra alarm system for the vehicle? And being a top of the range 5 Series as well, you think it's going to be completely secure from the dealership. Now, this is the key, which is a smart key. So you don't need to have this, you don't need to push the buttons on these. All you have to do is keep the key in your pocket and you could unlock it, jump in, start it up. And that's where the security is weak. That's how they actually steal these vehicles, because what they're doing, they're cloning the information that this is constantly transmitting and mimicking that to actually get the car open, disarming the BMW alarm system and then disengaging the BMW immobiliser and actually able to start it. And because everything's electronic, all the steering wheel locks will disarm and unlock as well. It's not mechanical like the old days where you'd have to get a crowbar and break it open. It's all done electronically. So by cloning that information, they're in and they could drive off. And the other thing they could do, they could go into the OBD port, bypass the whole system that way. So there are a few methods that they use to actually steal these vehicles and do it very, very, very quickly. So in effect, it makes the BMW alarm system and their immobiliser ineffective. Hence why an extra alarm system is required, because this will combat this issue. Now I'm going to demonstrate this. Now with the Pandora system, you have these tags, and without the tag, you can't disarm the alarm system and you can't start the vehicle or move the vehicle. You can't stop them from cloning that and actually getting into the vehicle. That unfortunately you can't stop, but at least they won't be able to steal it and they won't be able to stop the alarm system from activating as well. So I'm going to demonstrate that to you. So I've taken the battery out of that, so there's no power in there. So the alarm system can no longer see this tag. So I'm just going to, as I said before, pull the door handle and I'm in. So I've got an authorised key, alarm's going off. And now I'm going to try to drive it. So now you can see it's just cutting out. So I cannot start the vehicle, I can't stop this alarm system, so I'm going to put the battery back in this tag. So the battery's now in the tag, so I'm going to now disarm the alarm with the key, or we could use the door handle with its full comfort feature and that would also disarm the system, and it's only because the alarm system is seeing this now. And I'm going to try to start it. Now I could drive it. So that's the main purpose for this alarm system, to prevent people from actually stealing this vehicle. And all the time they're in there rummaging around trying to find out how to get it started, the alarm's going off. So the alarm system has its own additional sensors, so it's not just purely the entry of it or trying to start it. It also has a tilt sensor, motion sensor, shock sensor, one-way shock sensor. And the thing really with the tilt sensor, if they're going to try to jack it up to nick the wheels or something like that, at least the alarm system will trigger. So it has these additional sensors that the BMW system doesn't have as standard anyway. So, you know, a bit of an impact. It's going to trigger the alarm system off. And because I've got the tag, I could disarm it. And if you jack it up, which I'm not going to demonstrate, would also trigger the alarm system. So it gives you a total protection of the vehicle for any intrusion or exterior impact on it. The other thing that we also done on this is engine remote start. Now, this is an optional extra feature. It doesn't come standard with the Elite or any of the Pandora alarm systems, but it can be added to it, and this customer's opted for it. The nice thing about the engine remote start is, in a winter's day when everything is frozen, everything's cold, you remotely start it up, and it'll basically heat everything up. And when you come to the vehicle, it's all warmed up, all the windscreens are defrosted, and you can just drive off, so you're not actually waiting to cool, to warm everything up. So that's why you would have the remote start. Now, there's two ways of doing it. You could use the Pandora system to actually start the vehicle up, or you could use the BMW remote to do that. And if you use the BMW remote, all you do is 3 clicks. So and we just wait a few seconds. Pretty cool. Probably can't hear me. Right. The vehicle is still locked and it's still armed. So any intrusion will trigger the alarm system off. So the vehicle is still protected even though the engine's running. Now, you can still use all the keyless system to still get back into it as long as you've got that tag, and you can just simply drive off. So let me show you that. So it's disarmed the alarm, unlock the doors. I could jump in and just drive off. This car sounds awesome. Can't even hear myself. Right, so that's the remote start. Very simple to use. Like I said, you could use the app that's available with the Pandora system, which I'm going to talk about in a second. With the Elite, it comes with its own remote, which I'm going to show you, which you don't have to use, but this could also be used as a tag. So I'm just turning it on. So that's the remote. It's a pager remote, so it has a range of nearly a mile if it's all open and what have you. So if the alarm triggers, you get an alert on this as well, and it'll tell you what's actually triggered it. But you can actually activate the remote start with this, and this would also act as a tag like this. So if you wanted to carry this remote, you don't have to carry that then, because that would act as that tag. But apart from that, you don't have to use it. It just comes with the alarm system. Now I want to talk about the app. Now, this here just shows you the vehicle, and it shows you it's unlocked. And if I open any of the doors, it would actually show the doors open, and it could be any of the doors. So as you can see. And if the alarm triggers, you'd get an app alert to tell you the alarm's triggered, and it'll actually tell you what's triggered it. This also has GPS, so it gives you full tracking. And that's where we are, in between Asda and Lidl's. There's a McDonald's nearby as well. There's also a Costa just there. So if you fancy get yourself a cup of coffee while you come see us, you're not far. So it gives you full GPS location. And the main purpose for the app is not so much of the app itself, but it's the fact that you'd also get a text message, or you could actually program it to give you a phone call if the alarm triggers. Now you're thinking, well, why would you need that? Purpose of that, you could be, as long as you've got a mobile phone network, you could be absolutely anywhere and you'll get these alerts. So the main concern, maybe not so much outside your house, because you probably hear the siren going off, but let's say if you've gone into the supermarket and you've parked up in the car park, or you've gone for a meal at a restaurant and you parked in their car park, or you can't even park in their car park and you have to park further down the road. If there's any intrusion on the vehicle, or anything happening with your vehicle, you're not really going to know about it. You're probably going to be out of earshot for the siren, so you personally not going to hear it. But what you will get is either that phone call or text and an app alert, or even all three. You've got that that possibility with the system, and it'll tell you exactly what's triggered the system off. So if somebody opened the door, that means they cloned your key while you're going to the supermarket, which is quite a scary thought, and they're trying to start it. So it'll tell you that the ignition's gone live, and also it'll tell you that the door's been opened. So you know somebody's actually got intrusion into it. If it's a shock sensor, it could be in fact somebody just knocked it, and it's going to trigger that off. So that's where that comes into play. And like I said, as long as you've got mobile phone network, you could be anywhere and you'll get that notification. So it's not so much about it being outside your house. It's more about when you're out and about and where you park it, because that's something that you can't cater for or even protect as such. So that's an F90 BMW M5, and we installed the Pandora Elite with remote start.